14% of it is equivalent to that of Iowa. So we combined the business office, HR, office personnel costs, took 14.68% of that, turned out to be $141,000 for the services provided out of this office for the Ojibwa school. And then in addition to that, in the agreement, it specifies that there's a 10% deduct allowed of the overall revenue generated. So we started out with the $2.1 million as the projected revenue for Ojibwa, and that's based on last year's average daily membership. Okay, so from there, we deducted the 10% per agreement, and then in addition to that, $141,000 for staffing costs. And then that results in $1,750,000 direct budget for Ojibwa.
So we get 141,000 for operations of that.
Yep.
HR and business
Yep.
manager. Yep. Well, what's our administrative cost? Do we get any administrative costs off of these grants?
So off of this, what we have is the 10% plus that cost of HR and business hubs. Everything from
So we get
351,500 for administering that.
Just for writing checks. Take care of our salaries. Get worse than a VIE budget. I mean, 90%, use 80% of wages, and so we charge them. So maybe it's $500,000. Okay, no further questions. Roll call, Connie?
Okay, Ross,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Ellen S.,
Yes.
Wanda,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Item 2, approval of MOU. One community college, Dr. Dakota.
Mr. President and board members, in the packet is the MOU for the Turbot Community College for your review. The MOU is for the teacher education program and their desire to obtain field experience for students enrolled in the curriculum for school year 1920. The college agrees to the following: responsible for meeting program accreditation requirements, meet all requirements for federal criminal background checks, provide a field-based instruction manual to the school and the students that outline standards and performances, inform students of confidentiality, assign a person to serve as a liaison between the school and the college, inform the students that they must adhere to administrative policies and procedures of the school, and in the case of student-teacher supervision by a cooperating licensed teacher, they do pay a stipend to the school or the teacher, and it's usually the teacher that receives the stipend, which is agreed to by both parties. Recommendation is to approve as presented.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion made by Wanda, second by Terry. Is there any discussion on this? Wanda? Terry? Yes. No? Who pays the stipend?
The student pays the stipend to the college, who then pays the teacher to supervise that school. It's a student-teacher thing.
If they pay the.
They pay it, we have no cost in this, other than allowing them into the school.
I want to make sure I understood it. I think it. Roll call, Connie?
Okay. Corey,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Ellen S.,
Yes.
Wanda,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Next item is approval of textbook series. Mr. John Lattis.
Okay.
Right?
Attached is a quote of Pearson in English textbooks in the amount of $27,324.72. We did some curriculum alignment with the middle school this year, and what they decided as a department is that this would be best for a supplemental, not the curriculum, but it follows the curriculum, but it's a supplemental resource piece for this. We've also brought this forward to the SIP team on Friday and requested for permission and presented this as well to the SIP committee, and it was all approved for this amount, and the motion is to
Okay.
as
So
presented.
it's open as a recommendation as presented.
Oh,
Motion made by Terry, second by Wanda, approval, the textbook quote for $27,324.72. Any discussion on this?
What was that committee, Ron?
Was that
What was that acronym committee?
the school improvement team?
School.
Yes, school improvement team. But actually, I think last year we changed it to school, what is it, set team. Yeah, I'm serious. But this is what it's SIP, I refer to it always as SIP.
Okay.
So school improvement team.
I hate acronyms.
Look at that. Big part. Roll call, Connie?
Okay. Terry,
Yes.
Alan S.,
Yes.
Wanda. Yes. Ross,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Item 4, permission to advertise high school science teacher. Mr. Killen.
Yes. Recommendation action is permission to advertise Chittimong Community High School science teacher for 1 year only using, ISEP CO funding source as recommended, so it's ISEP funds.
Floor is open for a motion at this time.
Oh.
Motion made by Terry, second by Corey. Is there any further discussion on?
What is somebody's position? Yeah. Why is it
No.
1 year old? Is it a new position?
Yes, we have so many students in our biology, actually our freshmen. We have a huge amount of, a large amount of students because we just need the help of the science department in that area. So it's actually basically the freshman classes. On the high school side, yes.
Terry,
No.
Corey?
So is there gonna be a drop off next year then for the upcoming ninth grade?
So
In the
it's a
eighth grade,
one,
it's
it's a 1 year only.
Okay.
We had a hard time to actually fill the last one, so, we're hoping that somebody will step in and do this, but it's going to be advertised as 1 year old, yes.
Might be kind of a discouragement, 1 year old.
Did all of our science teachers get?
I don't know.
We have a science
Yeah.
teaching program out there.
Okay, roll call, Connie?
Okay. Alan S.,
Yes.
Wanda.
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Item 5, approval of state of DOD budget. Mr. Nicola, Terry?
Board, Mr. President, Board, in your packet is the budget, the state IDIB that we talked about a few times here. And review and approval also include is the application for submission that requires a signature from the board president and the unit director, which would be me and Mr. Melter, I believe is the board president. Okay, if approved, we will need signatures from both parties, like him and I would have to sign it. It's already been approved by the state. And this is the money I was talking about with 89,000.
Yes. Floor is open for a motion. Motion made by Wanda for approval of the state of DOD budget as presented. Second. Second by Ross. Any discussion? Wanda?
Student travel. Student travel. What do you use that money for? Where do they go?
For
So student travel, you got 15,000.
okay, student travel is like when they go out and you got our trackers that go out and find
No, actually, it's for parents. Parents, when they have to bring their kid to a special, see a specialist, the school pays for it out of the year for the parent and the student to go first pregnancies. Like that 1 year we had a student that was traveling for urinary check checkups, something that cannot be provided here. That's what the student travel is for. It's for the parents and the student to go to their checkups or special checkups.
Thank you.
Harry, you ready?
I would just a comment, actually, shouldn't we have approved the budget before we spent the money? We're just now approving the budget, we already,
the budget's already been approved by the state.
but we didn't pass it yet.
Yeah,
So
you
we
didn't
should have
pass it
passed
yet,
it
yeah.
before you even brought forward the
Yeah.
contracts.
So come on, do this. We'll put the agenda together, I guess.
It's
I have to
just-
talk to
I
them.
just think we have to
Yeah.
approve it first, right?
Yeah,
Well, we should have been moved up on the agenda.
That'll be approved in October. Those are the negotiations, just get it done.
I also want to clarify some things before
Yeah.
That's gonna bug me, okay?
No, wait, we're having a comment.
Okay.
We're on discussion.
Okay.
Ross, you have anything?
I was gonna say, up in that's cut from, right here, it's a 20,000, now it's 15, that cut for the student travels. Under the revised budget.
That was to like help John Ray, fit in there, you know, and to get much of the contracts we could. Last year, actually, we spent like 14,000 in student travel last year, so you know, it'd be okay to cut it down to 15,000. Being that we only spent 14,000 last year.
That was awesome, why they got cut.
Anything else, Russ?
No, that's it.
Alan, you have anything?
I just pulled up a different thing here now. Now what did I get? State idea B
To revise.
budget. This is the original one evidently, huh? Okay. That one has other professional services at 65,000, student travel 20, staff travel 2, supplies 2. That's the original one, or what? FY 20,
89,000.
still comes up to 89,000, yeah.
We just kind of put it more in detail. We had to adjust some numbers in the travel.
Okay.
To the rate that it's been going through for the last 3 years with student travel. And we was like, we're all set to make John's fit.
Anything else, Alan?
Now,
Gordon? Okay, Terry.
Okay, I want to say something. Can you bring up that where it says OTPT now real quick? No, the other one. Okay, right there. You were just on it.
Second one?
Yeah, the one, the second one. The second one that has John Ray and their names all in there. Yeah, that's one. The other one.
That's the same budget.
Right there, okay. In the school system, on an IEP, you need a school psych. There's no ways about that. You need a school psych to make it legal. It's legal binding documents, a school psych. You need an OT. Okay, you need a PT. A social worker, you don't need. Okay, that's hired in the school under the general fund, and I think that comes under a different funding source. But what I do with Jonna is coming down the pipe is a lot of mental health with our kids. So what I've been doing with Jonna was, and I want to keep her on, and she does an excellent job, is try to make her fit in there. So I put her name in there under that account. So she can come and she does all these activities with our kids. So like my point is, like, you need the school psych, it's a necessity. You need the OT, it's a necessity. You need PT, it's a necessity. John, I'm not saying it's not a necessity, but I make it a necessity because our kids, there's a lot of mental health things going on, you know, in our community. And she's in our backyard, you know. And it's like Alan said earlier, you know, we want to get people of our own kind. So I wanted to explain that part of why Jonna, why you would see, why we took from Jonna, because you have to put the money into your necessities first, which would be OT and school psych, and they gotta do the CAUs, help out with the PT with Eugene.
I was just gonna ask where that was at.
Yeah, PT comes under the CAUs. And that's why, Mr. President, we, like, you see, like, why did we take money like just out of Jonna's? It's because Jonna is she's a necessity. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is we need those two, the OT and the school psych, for sure. So then we ended up with the budget with the 22.5 with her, and then we thought we could split it up, make it work when the other money comes. If we have other money that comes in throughout the year.
But at least keep us informed.
Yes. And that's my fault.
At the end, you know, it's frustrating when that.
Yeah, it changed. It's my fault.
No, you're explaining it now, which when you did change it, you know, you should have explained it.
Yeah, it takes me a little bit to explain sometimes, but yeah, I made a mistake.
I'm not putting the blame on it, anybody. just questioning, when we have a special meeting, when that agenda is let go, we can't make any changes.
Okay.
We can in a regular meeting. So somebody made a change. So I'm asking.
I'm just following up what he was just saying, like the title, it's just not just a social worker. I think we need to change that because what we're gonna run into is our licensed social workers are gonna say, I don't wanna work a full school year if I can get contracted out. We're gonna start losing social workers because they're all gonna want a piece of the pie. So we need to reword it. We're gonna say they're gonna do like therapy and mental health and stuff like that, because that's kind of what it is, the kind of slap in the face. Nothing. Just touch on that.
And yeah, and actually, she might not accept it. You're actually right, she might not accept it either, so.
Okay, roll call, Connie?
Okay. Terry,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Wanda,
Yes.
Alan S.
Yeah.
Alan.
Yes. Item 6, approval of Byron Oregon Youth Wellness Center agreement, $60,000. Okay, but
Okay, let the board know that last year, the monthly amount to the Byron Oregon Youth Wellness Center was $7,500. Dr. Dakota asked that I meet with their director and renegotiate the amount, dependent upon the types of services they provide. I was able to meet with Mr. Roger Ross, who is their director. After much discussion, our goal was to get it down to the $50,000 amount. And what he came back with is one of the programs that they incorporated this year was providing services to students that are very specific. Trainers will be present on Tuesdays and Thursdays. After discussion last week with Keith LaValle, who was the acting superintendent at that time, we both agreed to present this to Dr. Dakota, who was also in agreement with the $60,000 amount for this year. So the recommendation would be to approve as presented.
okay, motion. Would
you bring that agreement back up again? Thank you. Thank you, Ken.
Okay, here's open for a motion.
I'll move.
Motion made by Alan, second by Ross. Any further discussion on this? Alan, do you have anything?
No.
Ross?
I do, I see all these, but one thing I was concerned about is just like, not just with this, but like gym time, like we have, Special Olympic teams that go out to compete and they're being successful. I never see any time gyms or anything for them. And I think they should have, there should be a space utilized for practices or trainings, anything. I mean, that's just.
Terry, you have anything?
I have one question, and maybe you already explained it, but, so did you say it went from 7,500 to 60,000?
No, it went from $7,500 per month to five.
Oh, so it's a
5,000.
decrease?
Yep.
Okay,
To $5,000 per
Okay.
month.
gotcha.
Terry, you have anything? So this is for the whole school year. Is that the kids, every one of the kids?
Yep.
Just the high school or is it K through 12?
They do have building rules that need to be abided by. It's one of the concerns, of course, was that it didn't become a drop-off place. So there would be organized activities. I also checked, staff usage was allowed based on the rules that they have at the dome itself.
Can we get a breakdown of what it costs us? Like weightlifting and all these, where we could probably in the future maybe time into one. They're charging $60,000 and you get stuff on there. Is it feasible to do something like that in the future?
I mean, for each event or each,
I mean, we got football, basketball, we got weightlifting,
How much time?
Well, time, I mean, what are we paying right now? Breakdown, can we get a breakdown of everything like, whatever, it's weightlifting, recs, after school sports and all that? Not trying to get anybody out of the job or anything.
No.
If we're paying 60,000, maybe we can keep a tab on this, see what's actually what it would cost if we had to hire coaches with this.
Okay.
And maybe we can talk to Ross to amend this for the special needs too. Because I know they do a basketball.
Since I mean, they're very successful, and then, like, I just thought they should be tied in somewhere.
Okay, roll call, Connie?
Okay. Alan S.
Yes.
Wanda.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Corey.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Moving on, item 7, approval of change orders. Mr. Butler.
Okay, this was one item that was presented at the last meeting, and since then, we finalized the cost of the actual hardware. This is in relation to the sprinkler system, that initially we were not making or passing code, state fire code, in relation to the amount of pressure, the water that was coming out of the sprinklers. So what was changed were the actual controls. That was through Johnson Controls. And then this becomes the actual sprinkler head modifications throughout the facility. And the total amount is $10,655 for the sprinkler head modifications, and the recommendation is to approve as presented.
Okay, I was looking for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Wanda, is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Second by Ellen, any further discussion on this? Not roll call, Connie?
Okay. Wanda.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Corey.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Alan S.
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Item 8, approval of the Ojibwa English School calendar, school year 2019-20. Corey?
I guess both of us. I guess earlier in the year, I don't know if we had a miscommunication or not. We were under the impression that Ojibwa was following the Turtle Mountain schools calendar, when in actuality it was very similar to that. I believe it was done seat day. So what ended up happening is Ojibwa started one day before the Turtle Mountain schools, and I believe we'll be finishing approximately one day before. So what had happened is we met with Mr. Kaplan from Ojibwa, and we put together Ojibwa's own budget, own calendar for this 2019-20 school year that the staff up there can actually follow. I believe Mr. Kaplan's in agreement. Also, Mr. Travis Leroy greatly assisted in putting this together. The recommendation is to approve as presented.
Floor is open for motion at this time. Motion made by Ross, is there a second to that motion? Second by Terry. Any further discussion on this? Just approval of the Ojibwa Union School calendar. Roll call, Connie?
Okay. Corey.
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
Wanda.
Yes.
Alan S.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Item 9, permission to advertise bus drivers. Corey?
Okay, board members, move to advertise OIS bus drivers. We have seen an increase in our student enrollment this year, and we are in desperate need of another bus driver. We have 6 buses running routes as of now. We could utilize another bus driver. So I would like to move to advertise an OIS bus driver using the state foundation aid monies. The packet is the advertisement. The recommendation is to advertise a bus driver position utilizing OIS state foundation.
Motion made by Terry, second by Corey. Is there any further discussion on this?
I have a question.
Wanda?
I just was wondering about the have to have 20/30 vision in one eye and 20/25 in the other. It just seemed kind
Dwayne, you want to?
I don't know.
Somebody in white or?
of- No wonder Keith wouldn't want to be here.
I didn't write that.
Personal effort. Could be like my buddy in high school, he had one blue eye and one green eye, he was a twin.
Okay, roll call, Connie?
Okay. Terry,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Alan S.,
Yes.
Wanda,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Item 10, permission to advertise, which of those, yes, teacher?
Okay, thanks, guys. I'd like to move to advertise an OIS elementary teacher with an emphasis in physical education. We're having a hard time finding a phy ed teacher right now. It was, I guess, in the past, before we had one, was myself. And then after I got into administration, kind of went without. Really tough to find phy ed teachers. So with that, I guess in the packet, you'll see the advertisement for review. The recommendation is to advertise as a general education teacher with an emphasis in physical education.
Motion made by Terry, is there a second by Ross? Is there any further discussion on this? Not roll call, Connie?
Okay. Ross,
Yes.
Wanda,
Yes.
Alan S.,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Okay, item 11, permission to advertise, teacher, Corey?
I guess same thing. I'd like to move to advertise another elementary teacher due to the fact that we had one that received another position last year resigned. I believe this is the one that's filling that position. So I guess in the packet, you'll see the advertisement, and the recommendation is to advertise the OIS.
Okay, motion made by Wanda, is there a second? Second by Terry, is there any further discussion on this? Not roll call, Connie?
Okay. Terry,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Alan S.,
Yes.
Wanda,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Item 12, Corey, permission to advertise 2 para positions.
Okay, one is to fill Travis Azur's position, who was a para at our school last year. We're also in need of more paras. So I'd like to move to advertise 2 OIS paraprofessional positions.
Okay, motion made by Terry, second by Corey, is there any further discussion on this? If not, roll call, Connie?
Okay. Corey,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Alan S.,
Yes.
Wanda,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. I thank everybody who attended the meeting.
Um,
No further, we're gonna call for a special on Wednesday,
Wednesday, 5:00.
5:00. Is that okay with everybody? If it is, there's a form here to fill out. Do we have the agenda set on it?
Okay.
Yep. So it will be set tomorrow. And
How many items?
3 so far? 3 or 4 so far.
Oh, I didn't count it.
I don't know.
yeah.
Wanda took 2.
I don't have my
On the agenda, we have to
phone.
put it on there, Alan.
I kept it.
What's that?
We have some, on the agenda, we have to put it on this one.
Yeah, if it's a special one.
Do it.
Yeah, we can just get it.
I don't know if I'm gonna be here either on Wednesday. I don't know if I'm gonna be here.
You just sign the paper and then we can call you if we have to.
Okay. He needs to be open till 6 now, so. I'd have to-
Okay, no further business. Ask for motion to adjourn, 5:55, motion made by Cory, second by Ross, all in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, everyone.
So I was given a letter